Hello there, and welcome to my very first episode of Space Engineers. Today, I'd like to show you my towing ship. Use this ship in case you find another ship that's been just drifting around in space, having lost its reactors and thrusters. Let me first give you a tour of the outside. We have at the front the bridge. Right behind it we have a small landing pad. The sloped armor blocks are mostly meant to define the limits so that it would remain safe from the thrusters on the side, the back. Here we have several engine nacelles, same thing on the other side, it's mirrored, as well as two antennas. Heading back to the back, we have three landing gears and a merge block, spotlight, and camera. Also here we have the connector at the bottom. So let's head inside through the airlock in case the developers decide to add oxygen. So we first have two staircases and a door at the very front. The staircases lead to the bridge. Right here it's actually only part with heavy armor blocks, and through the door we find a small cargo area. Through the second door we have the main engine room with a gravity generator, two nuclear reactors, 8 gyroscopes at the top, another 8 at the bottom, and a large cargo container at the very back. We also have a secondary control panel in case the one in the bridge is destroyed. You might wonder why you even need a towing ship in the first place. Well, imagine we have this red ship and it's moving, which I'm going to simulate right now. Which I'm actually going to do right now. Go third person. We're going to move and turn off the inertial dampeners. Now at any time I want to stop, I can simply turn back on the inertial dampeners. But what if we've lost all power? Or all thrusters even? Just going to keep drifting around. But we want to retrieve it for repairs or for salvage. So what do? You can either rebuild whatever is actually missing, then fly it back to your base, or you can get one of these small ships. This is originally a welding and grinding ship, but it will serve our purpose here. Take off something. We have a bit of lag. Take off from the landing pad. Find a good flat place. Head to it. And just land on it. Turning off the inertial dampeners can help to do so. There we go. Okay, I slowed down too much. There. Now that I'm locked in, I turn back on the inertial dampeners, and we are slowly slowing down. I'm going to speed up the process. It takes some time, and you can speed it up by using multiple small ships. But what I'm going to do right now is turn back on the ship's power. Inertial dampeners on, and we've stabilized. Turn back everything off. Now that we have this ship stabilized, we want to tow it back to our base for repairs or salvage. So we head back in our ship to the airlock and to the cockpit. So first I'm going to show you how to use the landing gears. Just again find any flat surface that you consider suitable. Head down. One thing you can do to help yourself with this is to use the auto lock. I've already bind it to key number 4. It will help you reduce the chance of having accidents. going to connect to the bridge glass. There we go. Now I'm connected, and I can move around quite far quickly and bring it back to place. But yes, and now that we've restabilized again, go to unlock, move away, show you how to use the merge block. It's at the bottom of this towing ship. So what you need to do is get out of the ship. Oh shit. There we go, now jet back on. And you can position a merge block anywhere you find suitable. Again, preferably flat space, so as to avoid extra damage. The second ship, as well as to stabilize any ships you find, is also meant to help build the merge block with its 3 welders. In survival it can get quite slow if you use realistic welding speed and inventory size. You'll have to do multiple trips to bring in all the material you need, and it's going to take you some time. The small ship will actually make this much faster. Now that we're back at the bridge, first we head above the red ship, move back. We also have the rear view camera, which can help connecting. Sit down. Oh no, we are. Oh, I forgot to turn it back on. The camera is bound to key number 1, and the merge block is bound to key number 2. Okay, it has, unfortunately, with the merge block, you have to be perfectly aligned to actually connect. There we go. Now I'm connected. Not only do I have now proper control of the ship rather than having 2 connected ships and having problem moving around. Now the whole thing is considered as one ship, and since I now transfer power through the merge block, I've actually powered the engines, thrusters on the red ship. So now I can move around much more quickly. If you'd like to make it this ship more effective, you have space here. You can remove these and put more reactors and gyroscopes until you find you have enough. You can also head down there. Actually, first, let's back up. Still within the ship, you can head back to the engine room, remove the staircase and catwalk, and add some more engines and gyroscopes again. You have plenty of more extra space on both sides of the engine room. Heading back out. Here you can remove these. Remove the second layer of armor. And you have to be careful because this is exposing the additional engine, reactors and gyroscopes. But we have these two unnecessary layers of armor, which you can remove and add more gyroscopes and reactors. Although at this point you have plenty of power and you don't need. What you really want to improve the performance is remove the excess armor, especially from the side. So this will lighten the whole ship. You can do this on every engine nacelle. This will lighten the ship and make it much more effective at towing other ships. What you can also do is add more engines, more large engines. What I recommend you do is remove these 6 here and add more large thrusters. If you're not happy with the sideways movement, you can also add a large thruster here rather than small ones. This will improve the performance by a big deal. And since we already have you can do the same on the sides, the front engine nacelles, and even the top engine nacelle. And since we already have several reactors, you don't really have to worry about losing power. So that's it for the towing ship. I'll give you a better tour of the small ship. I have a connector on each side, 4 small cargo containers, actually 6 small cargo containers, 3 welders, 3 grinders, 2 cockpits so that you don't have to deal with inverted controls, 4 engines on each side, 2 landing gears, and 2 batteries. The reason I added light armor here, because as I was using it in my survival game, I ended up crashing the batteries into whatever I was actually building. So to protect both, I've added light armor. We also have remote control blocks, so you don't actually have to travel to it every time. And a antenna. Also, on the side of the antenna, sides we have, and under the remote control blocks we have gyroscopes and 2 nuclear reactors. And there you go. I hope you liked it. Please go ahead and tell me what you like, what you find of it, with the like and dislike buttons. And if you feel this is not expressive enough, go ahead and leave comments. I'll be making more Space Engineers video, and I hope I'll see you next time.